Silver Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, a headline hit us, and, we probably thought it was somebody else, because a lot of people with the same name. But your boy John Jackson, the son of the hard-hitting Julian Jackson, man, that dude hit hard, man. You remember Julian Jackson, when Harold Graham was doing his thing, and all of a sudden, boom, and he just fell like a building. Well, your boy Julian Jackson can hit. Well, anyway, his son is in trouble. John Jackson in trouble. John Jackson, 21-4, 16 KOs, claim to fame, losing to Jamal Charlo, I think it was. He's facing 15 years in prison, for everything, sex with a minor, girl 15 years old, child pornography, first degree rape, a couple of instances with second degree aggravated rape, everything, right, that you can have. And it's sad when you hear this about a young brother, going through these kind of things and having these problems. And that's one of the reasons why you guys probably know that I wrote the book, Slapped, about domestic violence and other things, right? That's what's in there. You guys get it on Apple, Amazon, you get the ebook, or write me, and I'll send one to you. The bottom line is this, guys. You think it won't happen to you, but it will. When you're disappointed, especially males, we're disappointed, things happen. Families get killed, children get killed, right? Disappointed, you're stalking, your ex, right? Because Jalen tried to move on. I told you guys, women's shelters are full, over full, because we have a problem with this. And I think this should be as early as schools, teaching kids that this can possibly happen. They ask kids stupid stuff in school. Nowadays, they can go to satanic classes after school, like it's a club, satanic clubs, right? They're asking babies almost 6, 7 years old what you want to be when you grow up, a male or a female. So we're going to put that down there, right? And I think this is important because, domestic violence or things like this can be helped if people have a little education of how to deal with these situations when you get older, male and female. And things like this young brother, John Jackson's son, John Jackson, Julian Jackson's son, 30 years old, probably shouldn't have women problems. He's fighting, decent looking brother, handle his business, can't be broke, right? And messing around with kids, right? Getting his inner R. Kelly out, stuff like that. There's a problem there. Right, there's a problem there, and like a lot of people think, well, in some people's environment where they grow up and this and that, it's all kind of different environments. Don't get it twisted. Rich people with high profile and things like that are probably worse than normal guys or normal people because see, they get to the point where they're entitled and they've been doing stuff for so long that you can't do anything about it. Now, for the young people, that's why if you feel like you wouldn't need a book about domestic violence because it doesn't apply to you, I'm guaranteeing it's applying to somebody in your environment. They're probably talking about it or not. And therefore, you can give like y'all know when y'all come check me out, the station, is PG-13. I don't get down, too much. Now, the book is not. So you might have to give a redacted version to your kids. But I'm telling you, 13 and up, they need to be aware of what's going to happen. And for example, this guy here, dealing with these young girls, stuff like that. I got a chapter in there called "If You Don't Stand for Something, Then You Will Fall for Anything." And in that chapter, I'm talking about getting a foundation from home. For parents, it's very important to give your child a foundation, right? Not show them, right? Mothers running around in fear of husbands like back in the 80s and 90s, running around in fear. If daddy comes home, he's going to see this and all hell's going to break loose. Kids growing up in that environment think, well, shoot, daddy's supposed to come home. He's supposed to be Godzilla, where everybody's supposed to be scared, right? Well, that is what that guy thinks when he grows up and going to be Godzilla. That's not a good message to be sending. Making sure they get a great foundation, because what is foundation? If you have a home and you don't have a good foundation, what's going to happen when the first storm hits? Very important for things like that. That's why I'm telling you guys, that's a damn lie. Get the book Slapped. It's for things like that. Go to Amazon, pick it up. We're trying to help. We're trying to help here. This is a young dude who's faced 15 years now. guys. 15 years. And, obviously this is not a one-time, one and off. He's been doing this for a while, right? And still allegedly. We don't know if he's going to be guilty. It's just too many times we're hearing this. And in every culture, every age, every culture, every environment, right? Everything, every race, everyone seems to have a problem with this kind of thing. You know what? It starts with character, and it starts at home. But if not, things like that, like us talking about it, dialogue, talking about it. And I have one chapter when I say don't be a Ronnie. It's a long chapter, but I don't want to tell you about everything. But what you're saying is, and things like this is, when you stand around a group of dudes, and one of them say, yeah, man, my lady's messing up, I knock the hell out of her, da, da, da. And you like, yeah, nah, me too. Well, the Me Too dude and all that, the dude who's standing there that doesn't agree, but doesn't say nothing because he's, there's 5 other guys with a different opinion, you might be the problem. You got to stand up right there and say, yeah, dog, well, whatever. I don't hit my lady, and I ain't planning on it. I don't like people to do it. We can hang, but we probably ain't going to be hanging as much if that's how you feel. Let them know you feel different about that. That's important, right? That is important right there. So my man, John Jackson, we're not going to, say he's guilty yet, but it's really looking bad for him. 15 years. Let's do something about stuff like that, right? Because these are things, like I said before, domestic violence and things like that are things we can help each other with. And most of the time, dialogue is enough. But you got a brother here that wrote this. Let's do something about it. Let's pick it up. Let's talk about it. We might even talk about it even more. We can talk about it more than sports. If anybody got a problem about domestic violence, holler at me about that, right? I ain't going to make no extra channel for it, at least not yet. Probably, but not yet, right? We could talk about that too because it's very important. And in sports, right, most of these guys ain't like they broke, right? But a lot of sports figures have problems with this. Now think about that. Think about that. These are guys that are well off or decently well off and still would want a young 15-year-old. That's a baby that's probably thinks it's cool to ride in a damn car, right? And so you want a woman that can't make her own choices? It's not the woman's fault. That's a dude with a low self-esteem and a low characters. It's his fault. Why does he have that? I don't know, right? It's a whole lot of reasons. But that is what we can stop. That's what we can at least help with. So let's get on it, y'all. Dome Sports Talk worldwide. And I'm about here, y'all.